All right, mathematical properties, ways that we can use those, especially helping with doing some mental math. All right, the mathematical properties that we're expected to know are the associative property. The associative property you'll see has parentheses. With those parentheses, you will be asked to group certain things, and when they are grouped, that does not change the amount. Okay. Commutative property or commutative property, some people call it. You can change the order of addition or multiplication problems. You saw me use this in one of our previous lessons when I was solving equations for variables. If the variable didn't come first and it was an adding problem, I just switched it around so the variable would come first so that we were solving them in that way. So you've already seen me use the commutative property or the commutative property. The identity property is adding 0 doesn't change your answer, gets you the same answer. Multiplying by 1 gets you the same number back again, just like you had before. All right, compensation isn't a mathematical property, but it is something we're going to look at today. It's adjusting the values so that that math can be done mentally. We'll do some adding that way and some subtracting that way. All right, so this is an example of the associative property at work. You know it's the associative property because you can see that numbers are being grouped. 9 plus 5 is being grouped on this side. 5 plus 3 is being grouped on this side. Okay, we get 9 plus 5, which is 14, plus 3 is 17. 5 plus 3, which is 8, plus 9, 17. So it did not change the amount as that was. Okay. All right, now find the value of A. A plus 8 plus 4 is equal to 2 plus 8 plus 4. You can see that we have 8 and 4 here, 8 and 4 here. A is 2. We're missing that 2. So just to check to make sure, 2 plus 8 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2 plus 12 is 14. So these two are the same amount. And again, when you see these parentheses, this is an example of the associative property. Okay. Next, 15 plus 12 is 12 plus 15. 27 on this side, 27 on this side. Even if they were added in different orders, still end up with the same amount. Find the value of P. 22 plus P is equal to 8 plus 22. So 22 plus 8 is equal to 8 plus 22. Both sides are 30. And this is an example of the commutative property. 41 plus 0 gives you 41. So if I was going to find the value of k plus 0 is 19. That means k is 19. And this is an example of the identity property. All right. Next, we're going to talk through some compensation. If I was going to take 18 plus 13, I've grouped them in a way here. I've got some counters. If I was to take this, put it there, and this, and put it there. Now I've taken parts of it. Now instead I have 11 here because I took the 2 and put it over here. Now I have 20 here. And now I'm taking 20 plus 11, which is something I can do in my head to get 31. So what I did was I took 2 of them from this side and linked them on over here so that I had something really easy I could do in my head. So 20 plus 11 is easier to do in my head than 18 plus 13. And I get the same sum. You can see I didn't take any circles off of the page. I didn't add any circles to the page. It's the same number of circles that were here before. I was just organizing them in a way that I could easily do it in my head. That's called compensation. Now I'll do a compensation problem with subtraction. Taking 56 minus 29 in my head isn't that easy of a problem. So I can compensate and do it a different way. I can add 1 to both sides, both 56 and 29. And since I'm adding the same amount to both, then my difference is going to be the same still. And now the problem becomes 57 minus 30. And that's one I can do mentally. That's one I can do in my head pretty easily. And that difference is 27. 56 minus 29 is 27. And 57 minus 30 is 27. The difference between those two numbers is the same. And the way I did that was I added 1 to both of them so that I could get into something I could do mentally. All right, so there's just a quick lesson on how to handle the properties and some compensation problems so that mental math can be done.